So our next speaker is going to come to help us in breaking the power of ungodly role models. And she will direct us to places that we must look. Now, I don't need to say much about Olecia Weddurburn Christie. You know her very well. Please put your hands to give her a warm and wonderful Manchester passion and purity. Welcome! Yes, we love you, we love you.
Thank you. Is Wendell good or what? Gosh, why do you all put me up after him? All right. Bless the Lord. Let me see those who've been enjoying yourself all day. All right. Anybody here, you have a role model? You have a role model? Let me see those who you love music. All right. And you love the movies. Woo. Let me see those who you love Jamaican music. You love some international music. All right, fair enough. Let's talk a little bit. We're just going to reason. Is that okay? I'm just going to be like chit-chatting with you for 15 minutes. All right? Now, we're talking about breaking the power of ungodly role models. And if we are talking about breaking the power of ungodly role models, one, we have to admit that ungodly role models exist, yes? And we have to admit also that they have a certain power over us, yes? So we want to talk a little bit about that. It's so funny that mankind seems to be trying to just rid the earth of everything that is polluting it, trying to cleanse the place. We're doing so many things, yet still I find that we're so spiritually polluted. I listened this morning as the principal of this school read a poem from a 14-year-old in Arizona, I think it is, and I found it so piercing. The words were deep for me because I said, imagine that. So many things that you are not allowed to do. Well, the good thing you're not allowed to do, and there are so many bad things that you are just allowed to do. I'm sure you've been watching the news reports. Just recently, a beauty queen, you know, she spoke, I guess, in an offensive way against the concept of homosexuality. And she has been lambasted in the media. And as a result, the crown was taken away from her. How did we get to that point? How did we get there? I can tell you how. We invited some people into our lives. Hollywood gave us a version of what beauty is, of who is hot and who is not. And they told us who is in and who is hip and who is not. And we believed it. And so we love these people. And our iPods and our MP3 players and our computers testify to the fact that we love these people. Yes? But throughout the Bible, we are warned about the way of the ungodly. We listen to what people tell us, just like what I was saying earlier, and we accept it as truth. And as I said earlier, I know that this is a very technological age. So we have our iPods and our MP3 players and all of that. And we listen to music, right? And we love the music. But I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the people who you listen to. And in fact, if you have music, if you have literature, and you're not so comfortable about it, I want you to just listen to these 5 questions that you can ask yourself. Ask yourself, 1, how does it match up to the Bible? That's the first question. The second question I want you to ask yourself, would Jesus be pleased by it? I'm a WWJD proponent. I believe it's okay to stop sometimes in a situation and say, what would Jesus do? And try it. Does it encourage you to draw closer to God? Is it possible in any way, just like what we said about the lust with the masturbation, if it is in any way possible that it may lead you to sinful thoughts or actions, avoid it. Does it push you away from God? Do you find that when you're listening to this song or when you're reading this book, that it pushes you away from God? Who are ungodly role models? There are persons who aren't exactly saved, but we like them. You know, some of them, they say some things that not so nice, but we like the rhythm that they say it on. Yes, man, the rhythm hard. The rhythm really sell off. So I don't really like the dude, but I like the rhythm. And I know some of you must be saying, but how dare you call anybody ungodly? What gives you the right to call anybody ungodly? Well, Titus 2:12 says, teaching us that denying ungodliness and unworldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. You know what that means, teens? It means that it is possible to live in this world and live righteously and soberly amongst the ungodly. It is indeed possible. So I'm not really the one who has labeled these persons as ungodly. In fact, they have labeled themselves with their own actions. And I want to talk to you about some of the male teen idols. I know they change and transcend over time, but I tried my best to keep up with some of the latest ones. And I want to talk to you a little bit about them because you might like some of them. Anybody know about Miley Cyrus? Everybody know about Miley Cyrus. This 16-year-old, she seems so sweet and innocent and cute. But it was just the other day that Miley Cyrus posed topless for a Vanity Photo Fair shoot. Is that the kind of role model we want in our lives? Let me see any girl in here who is willing to pose topless. Okay, I thought so. So why is it that we watch these people and we say, oh, but she's Hannah Montana and it's Disney? Let me tell you, there's an empire behind Disney Network, and it has nothing to do with God. And I know sometimes our parents say, you know what, I can leave the kids to watch Disney. Wrong thing, wrong move. It was the other day, my students were preparing for their internal assessments, and one of the students, she was doing on Disney, the New Empire. And on Disney, she told me that she discovered that they were teaching children how to be a wizard. Yes, what's the name of the program? You know it? They're teaching our children to dabble in witchcraft. That cannot be a network that you leave your children to watch. It cannot be a network that you watch any at all. And then there's this other popular one that every day I hear she's popping up in the tabloids. Her name is Lindsay Lohan. Ever heard of her? Yes, you've heard of her. And this girl says she's reeling from a heartbreak from a same-sex relationship. It means that she was with another girl. And so Katy Perry comes out and says, I kissed a girl and I liked it. And then she says, it was sweet and innocent. But I want to tell Katy Perry that that's guilty. Guilty as charged. That's not innocent at all, to kiss another girl. And so we wonder, why is it that homosexuality has creeped into our schools? And now it used to be just the male-female relationships, but things are changing because of these ungodly role models. We have to weed them out of our lives. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the local ones, because I know you know them. The Angel sings a song that says, I am the first lady. Anybody knows what it means to be a first lady? Somebody said, you have to be married to be a first lady. And when she sang that song, she was not in a married state and everything was all over the place. And we know the story. And she says, I am the first lady. And young ladies are confused now as to what it means to be a first lady. It's an honorable position. It's a virtuous position. It's not anybody who can. It is the first lady of the church here. I saw Rev earlier. But is the first lady here? There goes a first lady. That's a first lady. It's not something that you just come by like that. You have to work for it. So we can't listen to the Angel song that says, I am the first lady, and little teenagers in school running around in their little boyfriend and girlfriend relationships and saying, I am the first lady. We have to break that spirit. And then Timberly does a song that says, bubble like soup. And she says, hot gal, sweet. But let me tell you something, teenagers. If you're not sweet in virtue, if you're not hot in Jesus, you're not really hot. So don't get it twisted. Don't you see what is happening in the scenes here with the girl? Is she a hot girl? Not according to what the boys are saying about her. So that's not quite a hot girl. It's not the bubbling in like the soup that makes you a hot girl at all. And it's not when you produce heat that it makes you a hot girl. You have to be hot in Jesus or else you flop. And I want to talk to the young men as well, because you see, we have some male people, I don't know what to call them in society, singing some songs to destroy the minds of our young men. There's one that I discovered. He's called Munga. Anybody ever heard of him? All right. You see, these people are strange to me, but I hear that they are the latest on the scene, so it's good that you know them. Munga sing a song that says, "Me bad from me born, and that's why me wants." Look at that. This entire penny section can relate. I have witnesses. Right? Me bad from me born, and that's why me go on so. Telling our young men that it is a part of their biological makeup to be bad. This is a lie, young men. And so it's almost as if we naturally expect our young men, by the time they get to 14, 15, one bag of girls. And now our young men don't want to be virgins anymore. Our young men don't want to save themselves for their wives. And we're preaching to the girls every day to save themselves for their husband. But young men, I want you to save yourself for your wives. If the woman must mess up herself, you must mess up yourself either. Keep it together. Keep it together. Don't listen to the lyrics from Munga that says you're bad from your born. It's a lie. It is a lie. Find a good definition for yourself and stick to it. And I'm sure you know Mr. Movado, who is being hailed as one of the most talented that the Jamaican dancehall has seen. And I found it so interesting. We were in Portmore the other day for the Portmore Passion and Purity Conference, and we had some teens and preteens. And we asked them to write down their ungodly role models. And I was amazed that 9-year-olds had Movado as their role model. It was shockingly distressing to me that 9 and 10 and 7-year-olds had Vybz Kartel and Movado as their role models. And then Movado sings, and I heard this song. I actually heard this one. It says, "I'm so special, so special, so special, so special." And I thought, okay, well, finally this young man is singing something good. It's about time he told young people that they are special, because we are special in Jesus, right? But then I listened a little bit further, and he said, "I'm so special because I'm strapped with my .45 special." And I said, okay, not quite what I was hoping for. But young people, I don't want you to think that you need a gun to make you special, young men. You don't need a gun, and if you need any gun, it's the B66, not the .45. Don't get it twisted at all. Don't get it twisted, young men, because I think there's a culture that is really messing up our young men. Messing up our young men. The other day I read the newspapers and the headlines shouted, "Primary school kids caught daggering." And I said to myself, but things have gotten out of control. And so the Broadcasting Commission finally intervened, and they said enough is enough. And they decided to ban explicit and lewd lyrics from the airwaves. And while they must be commended, I must say it took them too long to realize. It was a bit too long, right? And so things have gone out of control. And I went to Wikipedia and I looked up the definition of a dagger. And a dagger is a sharp instrument that is used to pierce and inflict severe pain on an individual. What an embarrassment to the Marriage Act. Look what these people have reduced the Marriage Act to. It's not about that, young people. And I don't want these role models to mess things up for you, because it's not true. And then I encountered an international act called Young Jeezy. And Young Jeezy is an international act. And in his song, I Love It, he says, Smoked all day, Lord knows I stay high. Stay on top, Lord knows I'm gonna try. A meal for the moment, Lord knows I'm gonna die. And when I get to hell, Lord knows I'm gonna fry. And I said to myself, but something is wrong. Clearly I have missed something. Because when I was growing up, if my mother wanted to scare me into anything, just mention the word hell. Hell was the scariest place ever. But now it is being glorified in our lyrics. Young people, you have to eliminate young Jeezy from your role model list, because there is no repentance in hell. Watch your lyrics. And then the other day, a young man who I hear he has affiliations with Jamaica, but he has adopted the Jamaican culture. He just loves Jamaica. His name is Sean Kingston. And he sings a song that says, "You make me suicidal, suicidal." And I said to myself, how can somebody tell a girl that you are so pretty that you make me suicidal? And so we wonder why so many young people call into the counselor program and say, I want to kill myself. I don't want to live anymore. And we wonder why so many young people slash their wrists with razor. And we wonder why our young people are at this state. It is because of songs like these that says, you make me suicidal. Young people, we have to make a conscious decision to eliminate these negative role models. We have to take them out of our lives. We have to take them off the iPod and the MP3 players. We have some good role models, you know. We have some good guys, and that is why I am a strong proponent of reggae gospel, because we have some young men in reggae gospel who they are talking the things the way the things supposed to be spoken. Apostle says it's not about the bagger girl, passion and purity. We chanting for the youths them. DJ Nicholas says, I wear the God man them there. Huh? Where are the, let me see the God men standing in the house. A wedding, come on, come on, come on. These are the God men that we want to see. Jermaine Edwards says, I may not win a big award, but at the end of the day, Lord, I want to make you smile. Can you imagine if you can make Jesus smile? These are the role models that we ought to adopt. These are the lyrics that we need to put on the iPod and the MP3 player and the computer. And if there are any parents in here, you have to check out your teenager's computer. You have to check out the iPod. See the kind of music that they're listening to. Because we have to break the power of these ungodly role models. They're messing up our society, and we will not have it. We will not have it. And together, Jermaine and DJ Nicholas says, you know what? I am living for Jesus and I am not turning back. My friends may laugh, you know, but I am not turning back. And the guy say, you know what? No matter how the circumstances won't come, me not go bow to no Satan. Don't bow. Don't sell out. Don't sell out at all. Don't sell out, young people. And I want to warn us a little bit about some of these social networks that we have and the lifestyle that we portray. Let me see all those on Facebook and high five. Yes. Let me tell you something. If you're a Christian at home and you're a Christian at church, you have to be a Christian and high five. You cannot drop the Christianity and high five. Your Facebook status cannot say that you're going to Bacchanal. It does not work. The pictures that you put on Facebook and high five, people must say, oh, that's a Christian. That's a Christian. Don't be ashamed when you go on Facebook and high five to leave some scriptures. And guess what? If I check out your fan club, and when I look on your fan club, the angel in your fan club, and Beanie Man and Bounty Killer and Vibes Cartel, something is wrong. When you're a Christian at home and you're a Christian at church, you're a Christian on high five. Amen? You're a Christian on Facebook. You're a Christian on Twitter. Wherever you go, take the name of Jesus with you. Don't be ashamed of Jesus at any point in your lives. I came across a very interesting article on Facebook, and it shocked me to pieces. I discovered that Satan had a Facebook profile. Yes, and you can check it for yourselves. And I also found out that Satan was friends with 5.7 billion people. Let me see those who you ensure that Satan not in your Facebook profile. We will not have it. These are the messages that are being sent out by Hollywood, that it is okay to do these things. Young people, I don't want you to be pulled into it. There's another thing that is becoming very popular. It is called the goth culture. And so I hear that teenagers are walking around and saying, oh, I am a goth. So emo. See, they know the terms. It's called emo. So it means that you wear a lot of black. You're always in black. And you are always dressed. Let me tell you, people have messed up the message of black. But let me tell you, young people, don't take on the goth culture. That is deep, deep Satanism. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. Today I want you to make a personal application as I close, young people. I want you to spend a minute or so thinking about some of the, because we have to confess, we listen to some of the persons I spoke about, yes? Yes, we listen to them, we have to admit it. But I want you to take just about 30 seconds and think about the message that you are receiving from these negative role models. Is it bringing you closer to God? Is it in any way bringing you closer to God? Do you feel closer to God when you listen to the music of Beanie and Bounty and The Angel and Vibes Cartel? Does it draw you closer to God, young people? You must get to a place where you recognize that God is all God. And you must get to a place where you will say, you know what? My friends will laugh, you know, but I'm going to live for Jesus. And I will not turn back. You have to get to that place, young people, where you say, no matter how this somebody is pressuring me, there is a negative role model. It may be somebody in your church who disappointed you. And you found out that that person is fornicating all the time, then preaching to you not to do it. But guess what? You're living for Jesus and you're not turning back. You may found out that somebody who you really, really trusted, they told your business to everybody in the church, and this was your very close role model. But guess what? You're living for Jesus and you're not turning back. You may find out that somebody, your best friend, who you looked up to her, she disappointed you and she got pregnant. But guess what? You are living for Jesus and you're not turning back. Young people, stand to your feet for me. And if you know that you really want to make a commitment to live for Jesus, if you know that you really want to break hold of these ungodly role models in your life, let me see you just lift your hands. I'm going to ask somebody from the praise and worship team to just come and lead a part of the song, I'm living for Jesus and I am not turning back. My friends, they may laugh at me. It's okay that somebody will laugh at you. But if you decide that you're going to live for Jesus in spite of everything, make that kind of commitment. I am living for Jesus and I'm not turning back. My friends may laugh at me. They may scoff at me. They may call me names. They may say that I am not it. But I am living for Jesus and I am not turning back. I hope, young people, that you will choose passion and purity. Over to you. Hallelujah. What's your name, Jesus?
Not turning back. I'm not turning
Living for Jesus and I'm not turning back. Oh, just sing it with me, everybody. Living for Jesus.
Living for Jesus and I'm not turning back. My friends may laugh, but I am not turning back. Temptations may come, but I'll press to the top, cause I'm a Christian, and that is a fact. Living for Jesus and I'm not turning back.
My friends may laugh.
Friends may laugh, but I am not turning back.
Temptations may come, but I'll press to the top,
cause I'm a Christian.
One more time, living for Jesus.
Living for Jesus and
I'm not turning back.
Friends may laugh, but I am not
Temptations may come.
Temptations may come,
But I press to the top, cause I'm a Christian, and that is a fact. Hallelujah. Bless you,
Hallelujah.
Jesus. Can we do it one more time? Living for Jesus. Oh, yes. Living for Jesus, and I'm not turning back. Friends may laugh, but I am not turning back. Temptations may come, but I press to the top, cause I'm a Christian. You want to go ahead, Javon, tell them.
Who they want to cocaine? Or to want pick up the gun thing? Tell your girl when they want pumpkin. Hey me, I know this I don't think. I never the man is humping. I tell the touch of pumpkin. Till on me, I'm gonna jumping. Till on me, till I'm not pumping. Christians, I'm gonna pumping. Oh Jesus, I'm in a bunting. Top him up back and up front him. I take him back, I hunt him. Every day they get up for the lead him. He turns to left for the reading. God hard it up, I'm in the home, I'm coming back ready. Ain't got in the court, the fish and I'm
living for Jesus and I'm not turning back.
I'm not turning
Friends may laugh,
back.
but I am not turning back.
Temptations may
Temptations
come.
may come, but I am pressed to the top, cause I'm a Christian, and that is a fact.